Well, hello there. I was not planning on doing another video again so soon, but I had no choice. I went to Primark yesterday, and you might be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, I thought you lived in the United States. Yes, I do. We have Primark here now in the U.S., and there are actually 6 of them now, I think, or 5. Is it 5 or 6? Well, first of all, I went to the one at Burlington Mall because that is one of the ones in Massachusetts. I live in Massachusetts. It took me over an hour to get there because I don't live in that part of Massachusetts. But nevertheless, I have wanted to go to a Primark ever since I found out they were coming here. Now, the first one that opened was in downtown Boston, and that is not so easy for me to get to, and I can't even imagine what it would cost to park my car there. Now, I could take public transportation, but the logistics of taking a train and then once I got there having to switch to another train or take the subway, no thank you. Although from what I hear, that is a 4-story Primark, so that is the one to go to if you can get there easily. But that would not be easy for me to get to. What would be easier would be to just go to a mall, which is what I did. So I went to the one in Burlington, which is north of Boston. And for those of you that would like this information, there is also one in Connecticut, but it's the part of Connecticut that's down in the lower left-hand corner, so next to New York. There's also one in New York on Staten Island. There's one in Philadelphia. So those are the ones that I know of, so I guess there's 5 right now. And I do think they plan on opening more, but of course it will depend on how they do in terms of the ones that they've already opened. All right, so Primark haul. And since I was at the Burlington Mall, they also have a MAC store at Burlington Mall. And the reason why that matters is if you can get to a MAC store, it's much better to purchase things at a MAC store than it is to just go to a counter, because you can get things that are not available at MAC counters and you can get things cheaper. MAC lowered their prices on their pro type products maybe a year ago or so. So, you know what? I don't have hardly anything from MAC, so why don't we do that part of the video first? I didn't have any more room in my pro palettes. They come in a cardboard box like this. And what did I do with it? I just had that bag in my hand. There it is. Okay, so I didn't have any more room in my palettes. When I buy MAC eyeshadows, I don't buy them in the little pot. I buy them in the pan. So it's Pro Palette Pan, I guess is what they're called. And so I needed a new palette because all mine are pretty much full. So I just bought an empty eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. And I don't get the insert because if you buy the insert, you're not going to be able to fit as many, and you really don't need that. You can fit way more if you don't get the insert. And as you can see, I bought one eyeshadow, and that is, some people pronounce it Brun, some people pronounce it Brun. So depending on however you pronounce it, that's what I got. It is a basic brown, coming across on camera lighter than what it actually is in real life, with a very light hand. I have that in my crease. I dragged it down with a heavier hand along my lower lash line with a small brush, and then I even smudged it in my tight line. So I used it as an eyeliner and I used it as an eyeshadow in the crease. So that's how I used it today. And I can't believe I didn't already have this because this is pretty basic. When people buy MAC eyeshadows, usually the browns are some of the ones that people go for first. But when I first got into MAC Cosmetics, I was really into the crazy colors and the impractical choices. But in terms of what I was saying about prices, the palette was only $6. So yeah, $6 for a palette, that's really inexpensive. And then the eyeshadows themselves, if you buy them in pan form like that, are only $8. So $14 for a palette and an eyeshadow? Yes, please. So that's all I got at MAC. I was going to get a second shadow, but they were out of stock of it, so probably just as well to keep, keep the cost down. All right, so on to Primark. I was so beyond excited to finally see a Primark that yesterday I posted on my social media, which I'm not very good at doing that, but if you follow me on Instagram, then you saw a picture on Instagram. If you follow me on Twitter, then there was a picture on Twitter. And so if you want to see my pictures of the outside of the store, and then you can do that. If you want to follow me on my social media easily, then click on my homepage for this channel. And then on the banner, there's little links for each symbol, and you can just click on the link and it will bring you there like that. Okay, so Primark, yes. Let's show you the article of clothing that I bought first. First of all, if you've never been to a Primark, really great selection of lots of different categories, very inexpensive prices. Wasn't quite sure on the sizing, how it was going to be. What I found is that the bottoms, any kind of bottoms, jeans, shorts, skirts, whatever, for me ran big. I actually had to go down a size. And then for tops, I felt as if they ran true to size. Now, I've heard otherwise from other people, like watching Primark videos, so I don't know why that is, because I've actually heard other people say that they had to go up a size at Primark. That was not my experience. I bought a pair of jeans because I tried on a bunch of things, and this was the thing that I got the best fit that I was the happiest with. There's a section of their store called Denim Company, and so I bought a size 12, and I normally take a 14 if I'm going to like Old Navy or something like that. So I think what it is Old Navy clothes run big, so I think maybe Primark runs true to size then with the bottoms, because when you shop at Old Navy, their clothes, yeah, tend to be kind of big. So anyways, yeah, I just got a very basic pair of jeans. These are skinny mid-rise. That's what I ended up getting. And so that's what the bottoms look like. They're kind of thin, which I'm cool with that, because I actually prefer my jeans to be thinner because I feel like they're way more comfortable that way. But they fit me perfectly, which is a tough thing to do. Usually I have a terrible problem trying to find pants that fit. Old Navy, I normally get low-rise, tall. These are not tall. I don't think Primark has tall lengths. I didn't see any anyways when I was there. So this is just regular length and mid-rise. They didn't have any low-rise jeans. I normally like to get low-rise because I'm very short-waisted, but they didn't have low-rise. But one good thing about the mid-rise is I won't have to wear a belt, because they'll actually be hitting on my real waistline. Whereas when I wear low-rise, I have to wear a belt, which can be uncomfortable and sometimes bothers my back. But I like low-rise because I'm very short-waisted, but they didn't have low-rise. But they fit me perfectly. And $7. Come on, $7 for a pair of jeans? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, they're supposed to be opening, it just in case you are also from Massachusetts like me, they're supposed to be opening another Primark at South Shore Plaza in Braintree, and that's going to open in about a month. I would say, you know, check their website if you're interested for the actual opening date. But yeah, they're supposed to open another one in a month in Braintree, and that's going to be better for me because then I won't have to drive so far to get there. Okay, so they also have some odds and end type things. I wouldn't even know how to classify this, but I saw this and it was only 50 cents, and I thought this would be perfect to throw in my handbag. It's like the world's cutest tiny little dental floss for only 50 cents. So I thought that that was like irresistible. And then me being the person that I am, I had to try a couple of items from Primark's line of makeup. It's called PS, and then it has ... And I didn't do any research or anything ahead of time to find out like what was good and what wasn't. I just went with my instincts. And so I bought two things. I bought a lipstick, and this was only 90 cents, and it says that it is a Lustre finish. You can just barely make that out because they used a different color print on it. It says Lustre. 90 cents for a lipstick? That's cheaper than Dollar Tree. And I got the color High Society. And that is what I'm wearing right now. I decided to go with something like a safe color. I didn't want to get anything crazy. I wanted to get something that I would actually be able to wear with a lot of things. So this is like a mauve, I would say. Yeah, it's either it's a pinky mauve, I would say. But pretty darn impressive for 90 cents. I'll tell you, it goes on very easily and it stays on, and it has a very slight sweet scent to it. I would say it smells like berries maybe, but very nice for 90 cents. I would like to try some of the other lip products in the future. And then the other thing I bought was maybe not the most practical choice. I got a mascara, and I typically like lengthening mascaras, so I got Runway Ready Lengthening Mascara, and the shade is just black. And I have it on now. I'm going to tilt my head back so you can see my lashes. So that's what it looks like on. And then the wand is quite typical of a lot of mascaras that you see nowadays. It has like a narrow spiky wand with like that torture ball thing on the top. So we've all seen that before. It seems to be a somewhat dry mascara because if you look at this closely, you don't see a lot of product on it, which I like. There's a lot of personal preferences with mascaras. I tend to like a wet mascara, so I don't know how long I will enjoy this over time. It applied easily. However, when I looked at my makeup after I was done, I saw a little smudge right here that I had to clean up. So it smudged a little bit on the lower lash line, and I can't speak about whether or not it's going to flake as the day goes on because I just put it on. But it's okay. It didn't wow me or anything, but it was $3, so for $3, what do you want? I don't know. It was just okay. I can't really say I would recommend it, but not bad for $3. And so that's all I bought. I was there for a long time looking at everything, and I was having a real tough time deciding because there were so many things that I wanted. I wanted to just buy bags and bags and bags of stuff and buy out the store. But I was trying to behave myself. But I would like to go back again sometime, but I think I'm going to wait until the one in Braintree opens up. So maybe in another month I'll go to that one and buy some more things. But I saw tons and tons of stuff that I was interested in, and you just can't beat those prices. And there's so much to choose from. They had a very interesting men's department, so I think next time I'm gonna take my husband with me and probably get him to do the driving, because I hate driving on the highway, and let him check out the men's section, because yeah, the men's department looked really good. I mean, I looked at everything. There's a home department, so they have stuff for the house. They have a kids department. They have a nice dressing room area with big mirrors and good lighting. And yeah, really, really enjoyed it. So that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.